Salut à tous! Escale dans cette édition à Pamplemousse. Nous rencontrons quelques étudiants de l'African Leadership College. En 2022, un groupe prenait part au programme Silicon Valley Hub. 3 institutions, l'African Leadership College, la Fondation Carnegie et College Track, avaient ainsi permis à 25 étudiants, dont des Mauriciens, de développer leur potentiel. Nous avions échangé avec eux à leur retour. Ils nous exposent leur vision. C'est l'Afrique de demain.
Dumelang. My name is Kiachile and I'm a final year business management student here at the African Leadership College.
Mangwanani. My name is Alison Bezaidnode from Zimbabwe and I am doing an honors degree in social science.
Jambo, my name is Yuri Koret. I'm a business management student at the African Leadership University. I'm also a DJ and I manage a podcast called the Boardroom Banter Podcast.
Muraho, my name is Christelle Mazimaka. I am from Rwanda and I am studying entrepreneurial leadership.
Bonjour, I'm Arasen Parmanam. I'm currently studying at ALC, doing computing. I'm one Mauritian.
Muraho, my name is Julia Gihozo. I'm from Rwanda and I'm doing an honors degree in social sciences in African Leadership College.
How come you're in Mauritius? I mean, you're from Rwanda. It's a relatively far country. So what are you doing here?
Really interesting, to be honest. What am I doing here? I liked Mauritius from the looks of it on Google searches. I come from a landlocked country, so the idea of moving somewhere on an island with beaches all around, very different people, culture, the food, the Hindu, the Indian cuisine, and that's how I found myself here. I loved the vision of African Leadership College, but I think if you ask me, to be honest, just between us, I think the beaches brought me here and I don't regret it.
You have time to go to the beaches?
I do over the weekend, sometimes during day, just vibes, and there I am taking strolls on the beach. I love it. It gives me the freedom to wind down after classes, after heavy days. I can just go. The sunsets here are beautiful. I love it. I love being here.
Agreed. How about you?
The first thing that attracted me to Mauritius was the program that I'm studying, so social science, because I applied to ALC and ALC has a sister school, ALU, in Rwanda. And I didn't really like any of the programs that Rwanda had to offer because I feel like I resonate more with social science. So that's the first thing. And then what sealed the deal for me, just like Julia, is Mauritius is a very beautiful, beautiful island. And I've taken really well to the island life. I like the laid-back lifestyle. I love the beach. If I'm sad, I go to the beach. If I'm happy, I go to the beach. I love water. So I think that has really helped, especially on the stressful days. I'm fortunate enough to have a balcony room this time around for this academic year, and every time I'm stressed about assignments or anything, I just open the door and I look outside. Very beautiful country. So I think those are the 2 main reasons I'm here.
And you've been studying for 2 years now. The field is something that I guess you'll practice in your country. So how those studies helping you to be who you want to be when you're back in Rwanda?
So I'm doing social sciences, just like Alison, bachelor's in honors, Bachelor of Arts and honors in social sciences, and I love it. But the reason why I love it, I think it's because it gives me, sort of helps me narrow down what I want to do. So I've always, even as a little child, been interested in social affairs, helping people. But that was just it. I didn't know how I could make that into a career. So coming here and doing social sciences have allowed me to dive deep into the programs or the modules that can really help me narrow down that into a proper career. So for example, in social sciences, we do economics, politics, we do sociology, criminology, history, all of those things, and putting them together, it gives me sort of an idea of what I want to do, and that is working with governments and national, non-government organizations, either local or international, to help people, especially the underprivileged people, through the social affairs and welfare state programs of providing education, health, insurance, income earning for communities all around the world, but starting locally, and that's in Rwanda because I'm from Rwanda, so I want to go back in Rwanda and help the community there.
And you're from Zimbabwe, so you'll go back to your country afterwards.
No, probably not. I want to travel before I settle into any one specific place. That has always been my dream. So after Mauritius, I'm hoping to expand my horizons and go abroad, travel for a bit. Eventually, I'd also like to get my master's. Not right now. I do want to work once I get my degree for a bit, get some working experience, and then go back to do my master's. So, a globetrotter. Yes. There's books for our dissertation next year.
Do you know what you're working on? Do you have an idea what you're working on?
I'm thinking of doing something to do with a mix of PIP and women working income. How? To do with the gender pay gap.
Oh.
I was listening to your conversation and you were talking about your next big assignment, which will be your dissertation, and you were interested in gender issues.
Yes. So I would say that this interest solidified with two courses that I've done. Well, we're doing two of them right now. So women work in income under economics, and we're doing poverty, inequality, and policy under sociology. So we've learned a lot about inequality between men and women, particularly income inequality, and it really sparked my interest because at first I wanted to do sociology for my dissertation, something that was heavily sociological, but then I realized that I've always been passionate about gender equality, and I thought that this is one way to put that passion to good use because my dissertation could be published if it's a good dissertation. So, and that's what I'm working towards. So I was very, very interested in the gender pay gap. We have an assignment that's due on Monday for poverty, inequality, and policy, and it was to critique a journal article. And the journal article that I chose is gender blind policies in Mauritius. So I've learned a lot about the welfare state in Mauritius and some of the social policies. So it's very interesting, and it's lovely to see how everything can come full circle. Like, I didn't know that I wanted to do social sciences. I did maths, bio, and chemistry at A level, so very different. I was doing natural sciences. I wanted to go into biomedical science, and then once I finished my A levels, I realized that that was not what I wanted to do anymore. But in 2017, when I was in lower six, so that's the year before you finish high school, I attended this program called the Yale Young African Scholars Program. So it's an affiliate of Yale University in America. And there we had a debate, and it was debating about human rights. I can't remember the full debate, but I remember I was very passionate, and a friend turned to me and she's like, Alison, you should really think about a career to do with human rights because you can see it's something that you're very passionate about. And I think that was when I really started thinking about alternatives to the natural sciences. So when I saw the program here at ALC, I was like, this is the program that's meant for me. And I'm very grateful for it in the sense that it's a very broad program. So in this time, you learn what you like about it and what you don't like about it. So for example, I know I don't like politics, but I like sociology. I've taken a liking to economics now, so it helps you filter out your possible career options for when you graduate as well.
What do you think about our social services? Does it compare to what's going on in Rwanda, for instance?
Yes, a lot. So especially I'm going to talk about the welfare state programs in Mauritius because that's something that I'm so passionate about. Politics, and listen, I love politics. I was meant for politics, but good politics for that matter. So the welfare state, I'm going to focus. I could talk about a billion factors, but let me narrow it down to health insurance, for example. When I came in Mauritius and I learned that I could just go to the hospital for free, that's something I was like, who does this? This is amazing. This is what governments all over the world, especially governments in Africa, should be providing for their people, because we have a big population that is even underprivileged in a manner that they don't have the financial capabilities to go to the hospital, and health is it's a global human right, and the fact that that's something you get to experience for free in Mauritius is amazing. In Rwanda, we have like the national insurance, which covers for, like, you pay like $3 for a whole year per person, and you can go to the hospital, but when you go, you still need to pay a few coins here and there, so it's not like completely free. But in Mauritius it is, and that's something that have really sparked my interest. Same goes for education and providing money to, like, retirement money to the old people. That is really interesting. So that's something that I learned about Mauritius especially, and I want to work on when I get back in Rwanda, because during my summer internship, so we're in October now, so that's from May to August, I worked with the local governance ministry. So I was working with different ministers in Rwanda and different ministries and affiliated national organizations to design policies and review policies in place to help cater for example. A project that I worked on was about placing street vendors into different markets after they were heavily impacted by the COVID-19 lockdown. I also worked on taking variable autopsies for people who died in communities where there were no health officials to conduct autopsies, so that all of that information can inform policy making, and we design policies that help prevent those causes and consequences. So I would say that coming to Mauritius and learning about how this country, this tiny but mighty country, designed its policies and programs to help people of all ages and kinds and social classes have really given me so many ideas.
They stood there laughing. They're not laughing anymore. The walls came down.
Found those books in my bag the other day.
Écoutons à présent ces jeunes partager leurs expériences respectives, ce qu'ils ont appris, ce qu'ils comptent mettre en pratique. Le stage aux États-Unis était une formation révélatrice pour ces jeunes déterminés à réussir ensemble.
It's crazy how few people get first classes.
Dude, especially those guys. Because if you saw the way some of those guys worked, those were all the founders, that's 19. If you saw the way a lot of those guys worked, it is actually scary that they didn't get first classes.
One person got first classes.
Like, there are some people there who are doing stupid things right now out in the world, didn't get first class. It's crazy.
I think if there's one thing it taught us is that if we can manage that, we can manage almost anything, because we were doing internships, probably two. Some of us were doing 2 internships at once. And we also had coursework in that time, so we had assignments and modules to do, so it was a lot. We had to learn a lot about balance, time management. I remember you guys sitting in to do your business management assignments during when we were in America. Us doing social science formatives every week, because we were doing formatives at the time, if you remember, Julia. It was for African studies, so we had weekly submissions.
Who does that? Like, who does that?
Jared.
And us.
And us, because we chose to do this.
Why did you guys have coursework during internships?
But you did you had operations
Never
management
had any
in year 2.
Yeah, but that was like a month maybe at most.
For us, like, it was during the whole, it was like a 12-week thing.
Yeah.
It was span over there.
Yeah, it is.
For us, it was still easier, because I think it was how many weeks of class and then self-study. So it was half class, half self-study, half class, half self-study for each of the assignments. But we still had weekly formatives, ungraded, but they contributed. We had to put them together for a graded summative, so they were important for feedback.
So then what did you guys do during your internship period, this last one?
what did I do?
Yeah.
I worked with the ministry, like with the local governance ministry. So
Where?
in Rwanda.
Okay.
So I sort of overlooked the, can you say, like local authorities, entities, and see how they were carrying out their jobs, and worked closely with both ministers. So you have a minister and then a minister of state who is in charge of social affairs. So I worked closely with both of them, helping them review policies, go to their meetings, sort of become their right-handed person, drank lots of tea, ate their cookies.
Yes, of course. The free food is why you did it, not to actually work.
Free food is a fringe benefit that I wouldn't turn down.
Mine was pretty different. I wasn't like really confined in any office or anything. I'm a DJ, so I was spending a lot of time with DJs, going to different kinds of events and parties, just to connect and learn from different kinds of talent. And I did that in Mauritius, I did that in Kenya, I did that in California, just pretty much just immersing myself in the community. I also got like a couple of chances to play. I played in Kenya twice. I played in Oakland, California twice, and it really set me up like for my career as an international DJ. So I wasn't like in any office really. It was just me being out there, really, telling people that I'm passionate about my music. I'm doing something, give me a chance, So
Can you tell us a little more about your experience in California?
So very funny was that I went out with a couple of my friends from MIT and Harvard to an African type of club in Oakland. And when you go out with me, the first really, I might be the most boring person because I'm just analyzing the DJ. So I'd go and stand in the booth and I'd be like, okay, what is he doing? Okay, this is cool. And then I just talked to him and I told him, could you give me a shot, like 30 minutes next weekend? Please, I'm from Kenya. It's one of my goals is to play. And he said, yeah, sure thing, come. And I came the next weekend, and he told me, okay, just do 1 hour to start. No one was really there.
An hour set.
Yeah, and I played, and he told me, no, now you're closing the club for us.
Wow.
And I played the whole night, and immediately after that, I was booked for a bigger club in Oakland. And I went and I played the following night with all the DJs like from Oakland, and everyone wanted me to be booked for the next. So I was like, this was beautiful in itself. I think it was the most validating experience.
Do you think being here and studying like this actual like class studying is helping you anything?
It is.
In your DJ life?
It is, because I'm in the events industry, right? In as much as I'm a DJ, I need to understand how to build a business acumen around my passion, right? So actually whatever we learn in business management is very applicable in the events we're hosting in Mauritius and in different parts of the world. Like, we really need that. Otherwise, I'll just be a really good DJ, but, I don't know how to monetize my work. Funny thing, like, the club that I played in the next week, and Beyonce was going to perform.
And you missed that.
Yeah, I had to fly back home.
Is that why you were asking, like, if your flights could be extended?
Exactly.
Wow.
I would have actually been in the same room with Beyonce.
So you could have just lost your passport.
Misplace it somewhere.
Yeah, just misplace it somewhere.
You don't want to do that in
Lost
America.
There ain't no Yanks, just corporate criminals. Playing with pigs.
When we were in Switzerland with all the others, everyone just heard that we were doing a business challenge. We were just working, but no one knew what was happening way beyond that. For example, we were 10 there, and I would say like mostly like me and Buvia here, we were in different cities all the time. Like, we were supposed to be in Lucerne, and most of the time he was in Bern, Me, I was in Korean University, and like we spent so little time there. We were there for a week. It's been as if we were there for months, because like our course was from like 8 to 5. At 5 we disappear. No one sees us. We really disappear. Like when there's a formal dinner, we are there. As soon as the dinner is over, no one sees us again. There was once like we were returning back to the hotel in the morning. Bouvet is coming back. Me, I'm also coming back. And he's like, "Where were you?" I'm like, I was in another city. I was like, I was also in another city. We're like, how? And people kept like trying to guess, how do you guys know people around here? Have you guys been here before? We were never there before. We just met people and keep like going on and going on. Yeah. And it was really an amazing experience, even for you guys, the way that you guys went around networking. I think that was the most important, the better part.
So who are some of the people who you met in Silicon Valley who like really stood out to you?
So I'd say a lot of people are very, because Stanford, the environment itself is it's superb. So I'd say one of our coolest, facilitators were Bill, Arman, and Emanuelito.
Okay.
So it's a lot as well. So so the first, because people were in different countries. People from Mauritius, we arrived later than the other guys. And the instant we arrived, we're given rooms, and then we straight went to an activity. So we had like 2 days flight. We were exhausted. No shot. And then they're like, okay, it's team spirit, you know. Stanford is a huge campus.
Yes.
There were no bikes, so we had to foot, you know. They gave us like a paper map, and you had to...
Give you a paper map.
Yes. And then they circled this place. I'm like, first time in Stanford, how am I gonna know this place? But then you have to follow the road and stuff. Yeah. And there are these people we know, because others had a chance to talk and ask the names, but we were just given in a group with people you don't know, and you had to stay silent and follow the person that has the map. And then when I like evening when I was racing, I was like, Bill and Armand. I was like, why did they do that to us? But then the next day they were like our facilitators. I was like, oh, these guys are pretty much cool. They're so cool. So I would say in California, you guys can second me. Then I would say people there are different from the stereotypes of how I thought of like American people. Oh my god, the person is wearing shorts, jeans, and like sleepers, unexpected.
Don't
and they're
get us wrong. They
CEO.
drive Teslas and Porsches.
Yeah. Apart from that,
You're saying the stereotype versus what they actually were. I'll be honest, that is the California stereotype.
You know?
CEO, big tech company with $1 billion in funding, just walks in wearing a freaking hoodie, some slippers, and he's just
Remember Google? He came in yellow slides.
God.
Some weird hat.
Google X. He was wearing
green shirts,
shoes, cape.
Yes.
Red glasses. The CEO of Google X came in with
In rollerblades.
Yeah.
Yes, that's such a freaking. Oh my god.
Yeah, he was skating.
Oh my god. That is such a California thing to do. That's such a Silicon Valley thing to do.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, come and look at a millionaire.
Yeah. Basically, we're an agri-tech startup. And what we're trying to do is, our main goal is to help farmers improve crop yields, right? Because food security is a freaking massive issue on this continent. No, in the world, it's scary. Mauritius as well, it's very bad. Like, you guys import everything.
We have sugarcane.
Yeah, you know what's the best part of the sugarcane? It makes no money.
Oh, that's the thing. We have sugarcane. Yeah. We manufacture the sugar from it. We export the sugar, then we import sugar.
Exactly. And my favorite thing about the sugarcane is the companies making sugarcane, they don't make money off of it. A lot of them now, they're expanding into other things like real estate and all that. Like, look at Terra. Terra built Mahogany, they're doing all this other stuff.
Built the campus.
They built the campus, yeah. All this land around is owned by Terra. So it's it's really bad, and I think it's scary that so many of our countries are are so dependent on imports, especially now with the things happening in Ukraine, the massively increasing prices of wheat and all these other crops. And I recently learned that Ghana as well imports everything, and their entire agricultural industry, like farmers, no one wants to be a farmer. A lot of the kids of farmers are leaving. A lot of farmers are making so little money because their crop yields are so low that now they are turning their land, they're clearing their land and using it for illegal mining. and the chemicals from the illegal mining ends up poisoning the land, right, and then destroying all of their waterways. So now their waterways in Ghana are like massively destroyed. All the farmland is getting disintegrated, and the government's like, oh no, it's fine, we'll just import, and so of course food prices in the country have gone up crazy. So with us, what we're doing is, our solution to that is soil is the main thing that we're focused on right now. Of course, it's a more holistic thing, but soil is where we're looking, and we're developing a hardware and software solution for that. So the hardware solution is a sensor that a farmer will stick into the ground. Then it analyzes about 5 or 6 data points.
Réflexion autour d'une nouvelle vision pour le continent, de quoi méditer en effet. Fin de cette édition, à la prochaine. D'ici là, portez-vous bien. Salam.